All right, folks, we are back for the fourth and final hour of Bernie and Sid in the morning here on Talk Radio 77 WABC, live from the Cohen Children's Medical Center here on Long Island. It's been an amazing 3 hours. We have met and reached every expectation when it comes to donations, tripling it in the first hour, exceeding it in the second hour, and with a number of 204, exceeding it in the third hour. Now, our friend Josh Berg from the Nussbaum CPA agency there. Let me give you the information on the charitable foundation, NYBKW. That is the charitable foundation from Nussbaum CPAs, Josh Berg specifically. He came on in the 8 o'clock hour and he said, listen, if we raise up to $10,000, I'm going to match that, which is above and beyond generous. That's $20,000. Well, he's taking it a step further. We raised nearly $18,000 in the 8 o'clock hour, and despite initially saying he would match $10,000, he's going to match the $18,000. So that's a $36,000 check from Josh Berg and the fine folks at Nussbaum. Josh, that is terrific, buddy. Thank you so much. Really? Now, here's what we want to do this hour. You may remember hour number 2, we wanted to buy these AccuVein machines for the kids. What that is when kids get IVs, sometimes it's difficult to find their veins. And it's a very nerve-wracking and painful experience, poking at the veins, poking at the arm, and the kids really can't stand it. So there are the machines out there, they're called AccuVein machines, and they shine the light on the vein, therefore making the IV process much easier and less traumatic and less painful for the kids. We wanted to buy 3 of those machines at $5,000 a piece. I think we bought 6, I think. So now in the fourth and final hour, here's what we want. You know, these pediatric exam tables, the kid lays down, the doctor takes a look at the child. Well, these are $4,000 a piece. And the reason why they're that is because these are not your everyday metal, steel hospital tables. We've laid on those, right? It's cold, by the way. These are actually fun animal-shaped pediatric exam tables. So in the shape of a hippopotamus, in the shape of some type of fun animal, making even that experience for the kid more kid-friendly, more fun. They're $4,000 a piece. I need 4 of them. That's it, which requires about 89 talk stars. So when you consider we did 83 in hour number 2 and over 200 in hour number 3 and already 30 in hour number 4, there's no reason why 89 can't be met and these kids can't get their fun animal-shaped pediatric exam tables.
Let's do it. And what is a talk star? A talk star is you commit $15 a month, which is 50 cents a day. $15 a month, and you become a talk star. And again, we can get this done and get 4 of these tables so the kids are not afraid. They get on a table that's shaped like a giraffe or something like that. It makes them feel comfortable, and that's what Cohen Children's Medical Center does for kids. Makes them feel at home. It's a family atmosphere, and why miracles happen here.
1-877-335-KIDS. That's the number. 1-877-335-5437. You can also text the word HERO to 51555. Bernie talked about it. Talk Stars, only $15 a month. Comes out to 50 cents a day. Our goal this hour is to buy these fun animal-shaped pediatric exam tables, $4,000 a piece. We need 4 of them. Some news on this hospital. No child is ever turned away regardless of ability or not ability to pay. Every dollar stays local. Every single dollar pays for equipment, research, programs, and care. And Bernie, you've talked about this all morning long. Nearly 500,000 kids came to this hospital just last year.
Exactly right. It's a not-for-profit hospital. And Josh, thank you. Josh is leaving us, so you're the best, man. We love you. Thank you, Josh Nussbaum Josh Berg from Nussbaum CPAs. Wonderful man. But yes, it's not for profit, and it is an incredible place. Just a wonderful. I've talked about it all morning, as you said. Regardless of their ability to pay, you come here. It's the only facility like it in the tri-state area, believe it or not. So people come from all over the place, and that's why it's so important here. And we have people like Linda and Andy McDonald, $250. Linda and Andy from Rockville Center, and Louis Marciano in Portchester, $100. Everything matters, folks. Joseph Amato in Brooklyn, $50. How about Michael Stang in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. Michael Stang, $1,000, folks. It's worth it. And, again, we appreciate every single one of you. 1-877-335-KIDS. That's 1-877-335-5437. Or text HERO to 51555.
Let's go over some of the big stories of the day as we continue to take your donations and your phone calls and remain so appreciative and gracious, each and every one of you. The big story today, this awful, tragic murder of this young lady, the Barnard student from the state of Virginia. She took a walk in the park a couple nights ago. She was stabbed to death up by me on 116 and Morningside. And the good news is, if there is good news, the good news is they have arrested somebody for the murder of that young lady.
Yes, they have. They have arrested a juvenile, and they have other suspects in mind, so expect further arrests throughout the day. I expect anyway, according to the reports. And they can't come fast enough.
Christine Rosenthal, Bernard, her daughter Rachel, at the age of 4, was admitted in Cohen Children's, and her mother, Christine, said this hospital saved her daughter's life. She's now 34 years old, and she's now a mom herself. So that's a beautiful story.
That is beautiful.
Christine Rosenthal. Okay, so we got the arrest there. Now, give me quickly what's going on lately, the latest with the impeachment hearings. What's going on there?
Well, they had a marathon session yesterday, Sid, that I hope nobody watched because
nobody did.
They all repeated the same things over and over and over again. But it went up from 9 o'clock in the morning to 11:15 p.m. last night. And apparently, out of the blue, they were supposed to vote after the session. Gerald Nadler, he called it off. He said, listen, we're going to go home now and come back tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Maybe he got hungry. Maybe he got tired. Who knows? But the Republicans were furious. However, it's going to be resumed again today at 10 o'clock. They're going to vote on it. And, of course, it's a committee. The committee's going to say, yes, let's send it to the full House for these articles of impeachment, abuse of power, and obstruction of Congress. And they will vote in the full House next week. That's what that's all about. No surprises there. Some of the surprises, I guess, you have people like Max Rose and the congressman who represents New Hyde Park, Tom Suozzi. There were two Democrat Congress people who were elected in Trump won districts. They're thinking of voting against impeachment right now. Those are the big stories right there. You have, of course, in the UK, this Boris Johnson. He is a Tory, a conservative. He beat, and it was expected to be close, this election in the UK, but he won in a landslide. The Jew-hating, very, let's say socialist Jeremy Corbyn. He's going to step aside, the Labour leader. So that's a momentous event. Brexit will go through next month. It's been about 3 years now since they had the Brexit vote. That is a real shocker right there, the fact that he won in such a landslide. So, yes, Brexit will happen, and it bodes well, I guess, for the Republicans in this country in that they rejected anti-Semitism and socialism, which is both of them are rearing their ugly heads in this country as we speak.
All right, 877-335-KIDS, 877-335-5437. Text the word HERO to 51555. Here's the good news. Good news all morning long. These fun animal-shaped pediatric exam tables, $4,000 a piece. You wanted to buy 4 of them, but we already bought one. How about that, folks? Already bought one. Now we need just 69 more people to donate this hour. 89 is the number we want to get to, but we're already one bet in. One bet in out of the 4. We're a quarter of the way there, Bernard.
Let me just mention now, I am going to mention a donation that I received from a friend of ours. He wants to remain anonymous, but it is a $5,000 donation. $5,000. We'll see him on Sunday, by the way. But he wants to remain anonymous. $5,000.
How can you remain anonymous by saying that?
That's enough. Enough said. $5,000 to Cohen Children's Medical Center. From this gentleman, a guest of ours, a good friend of the Bernie and Sid show. And so you can add that to the tally.
Well, he just bought one. The bet is only $4,000. So that gentleman you're talking about, or woman, just bought one. So now we wanted 4 bets. Now we just need 2.
And let me give you, James Helfinger from New York City just donated $2,500. James Helfinger, we thank you, and that's going to go a long way to helping us get the next bed.
That's right. That's about 70% of the money we need to provide bed number 3 out of the 4. So we're just about there. Or you guys this morning have been so unbelievable. It's just, I will tell you the God's honest truth. These folks who run this, Jimmy Luttrell and the folks here that are running this, They did not think we were going to do nearly as well as we have. They showed very little faith, very little faith. They were very nice, and they said, but they did not think we would come anywhere near these numbers, anywhere near them. They've done radiothons all week, the last couple of weeks. FM stations, Dave Labrosi, our great PD, has done these on FM stations where it's easy. Moms and dads are listening. They haven't come close to what we're doing, and it's not because of Bernie and Sid. It's because of all of you folks out there. You guys are doing a terrific job today. We can't thank you enough. 1-877-335-KIDS, 1-877-335-5437. Text the word HERO to 51555. We've almost got 3 of the 4 beds we need. They're $4,000 each. We're about a better way, folks. Keep it coming. Right back on Bernie and Sid from Cohen Children's Medical Center.
Yes, here from the beautiful, unbelievably miraculous Cohen Children's Medical Center. Cohen Children's, that's what it is. It is a wonderful, terrific facility. The only of its kind here in the tri-state area, really. So family-friendly, unlike anything else you've seen ever, anyplace else. We were just blown away, Sid and myself. We took a tour of the place about 3 weeks ago. And it's just incredible. And we want to thank you out there, the listeners. The number here, of course, is 1-877-335-KIDS to donate. 1-877-335-5437. Or text HERO to 51555. And I just want to actually name some of the people here. Peter Hall from Kings Park, Long Island, $500. Peter, thank you so much. William Meehan from Morristown, New Jersey, $500. Incredible. Every donation is accepted, and the gratitude that we express, I mean, we can't express it enough. Helen Shafino from Staten Island, $100. Liz Goldman, Staten Island, $100. Teresa Holden from Hopewell Junction, $100. Roseanne Breen from Manhasset, Roseanne Breen, I love you, Roseanne. I know who she is. $1,000, Roseanne. Thank you so much. And Frank and Dolores Catania, $500. We thank you all for your donations. And, of course, we're going to speak with Bo Dietl a little bit later. Oh, he's on the line with us right now. We're going to speak with Bo Dietl, who, of course, he's listed, believe it or not, on our guest list as actor and producer, former hero cop turned actor, producer. Of course, he was in Goodfellas. They made a movie out of him called One Tough Cop. And now he's in a movie called The Irishman, and he is fantastic. Hey, Bo Dietl, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning. I've been listening. You guys are doing a great job. Great job.
Thank you, Bo.
Last night I was up in Rayos. We were up there with Rex Ryan for his birthday, the Jets coach with his wife, and Drew Newport from Noble. And, we listened. I know there's a great charity, and my friend Steve Cohen, his lovely wife, Alex, are people that put this hospital together.
Yeah.
So I reached out to one of my sons, and one of my sons, his name is Mark Arzamanian. And Mark Arzamanian is one of my dear friends for many, many years. He runs a company called RSC Solutions, and it's a staffing company. And I said to Mark, I said, hey, you want my Rayo's table? He goes, yeah, Bo, I would love your Rayo's table. So he says, I tell you what, I'll give you $10,000 for the charity. So you got $10,000 now from Marky Mark.
Wow, that's good. I know him. He's a great guy. Built like a brick blank house.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
Mark, go ahead, Bo.
No, he's just a beautiful guy. He's always steps up. I've been all over the world gambling everywhere, but he's got children, and, in the name of his healthy children, he's there. So
beautiful.
That's great, Bo.
His name and company one more time, Bo. Mark Arzanian.
Mark Arzamanian, RSC Solutions. It's a staffing company.
Right.
Arzamanian, and it's a staffing company. Yes, Bo, that's a great job, Bo.
10,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bo, thank you.
I'll make a challenge out there. If someone else wants to pick up the phone and contribute another $10,000, I'll give them a Rayo's table on Thursday night in the spring now. So I'm challenging out there. I'll give another Rayo's table away if someone steps up for $10,000.
Wow. And by the way, that's a good deal. I just did an event for Teddy Atlas a couple of weeks ago, and they bought those Rayo's tables for a lot more than that, Bo. So that is a very generous thing that you're going to do there. $10,000. You match it right now, and Bo Dietl will give you his table. It's the best table. We've both been there, Bernie and I, many, many times. It's the best table. The Bo table is the best and most famous table at Rayo's. $10,000. Hey, Bo, that is a great job this morning, buddy. We love you.
Thanks to Mark.
You guys are doing a great job, and my heart goes out to that family, that young girl. I guess it's starting now, what we've been talking about. The purge across this city is starting right now because these little punks are juveniles. Now they're going to release them with no bail. I mean, I'm so angry that beautiful young girl getting stabbed to death. This is the beginning of it now.
No, you're right.
They wanted Big Bird in there, and they got Big Bird.
And Cuomo.
Thank you, Bo. You're right. They did make an arrest on that. One more time. Let me get the number out there, Jill, before we get to this next taped interview. 1-877-335-KIDS, 1-877-335-5437. You can text the word HERO, HERO, to 51555. We needed 89 this hour to get 4 animal-shaped pediatric exam tables. We've already bought all 4 tables. $16,000 worth of pediatric tables. We've already bought them. That is already done. That's done. But on top of that, we're looking for 89 altogether. We've already got 55. So once again, you guys in all 4 hours have gone above and beyond. Now, throughout the last couple of weeks, Bernie, myself, Juliet, Curtis, a bunch of us, sat down with some of the parents and patients from this hospital, and they shared their memories of what it was like, A, coming here, and B, how the hospital got them through some of the most difficult times in their lives. Here's one from last week.
Hey, everybody, it's Juliet Huddy, and I am joined by Mark Cahill. He is the dad of I love her name, Clementine Cahill. Out thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Tell us a little bit about your daughter. I know that you found out when your wife was pregnant, I understand, that there was a problem with Clementine.
That is correct, yeah. We went for our 18-month anatomical sonogram, 18 weeks, sorry. And
I was going to say, whoa.
So we went for our 18-week anatomical sonogram, which is when they do the gender of the baby. Mm-hmm. And during that time, as the technician's doing her thing, she hit it pretty well, and then they called in a doctor. And then the doctor said, we have a problem. There's fluid all around the embryo and baby developing. They didn't know the cause of it. And I think this was like a Thursday or something, but they basically told us that most likely it's going to be like a 10% chance of survival through the weekend. Yeah, so it was, as you can imagine, terribly heartbreaking. We did find out that, we didn't find out it was a girl because at that point our minds went blank. We were stunned, just started crying. The people, the technician as well as the physicians at the maternal fetal medicine at Katz Women's were, very nice, and the way they did it was great and as could be. And they put us in to, do some genetic counseling and all of that type of thing.
Oh, God, but that's got to be, you're going in to find out the sex of your baby, and you're walking out, your life has completely changed and been turned upside down.
Yes, it was.
What would you tell families who may have had a weekend like you had to have just this past weekend? They found out disturbing news. They found out that their life was going to be upturned. What would you tell them now facing the same circumstances that you did back there 5 years ago?
Yeah, I would say never give up hope. Never, ever give up hope. Talk to other family members and trust in your doctors and nurses. And, I don't want to tell people what to do, but, Katz Women's and Cohen's Children's Hospital, without them, who knows where we'd be. So, it definitely matters where you go as well.
I don't think there's a better place to stop this interview because that was pretty much said it all. Mark, I'm so glad to hear she's doing well. That is just, I was never able to have children, so this stuff really gets to me, and I am just wishing you guys the best.
Yeah, thank you so much.
It's wonderful. You say hello to your family and give her a hug for me, please.
I will.
Okay. Thanks, Mark. All right, bye-bye. So good talking with Mark, and I can't wait to hear about Clementine as she makes her way through the world. It sounds like Cohen Children's is doing just such a fantastic job. So congratulations to them, and best of luck to Clementine.
All right, back here, the Bernie and Sid in the Morning Show, Talk Radio 77 WABC, Cohen Children's Medical Center. Now, our friend Dolores Catania, and by the way, thank you, Dolores and Frank, for the $500 donation. That was really very, very nice. Thank you. Thank you, Dolores and Frank, $500. And one of Dolores's buddies on that show, and even a buddy in real life, I'm going to spill the beans, actually like each other. That's the truth. Is Margaret. Margaret is married to Joe Beningo. Not the same Joe Beningo I worked with at WFAN for many years.
Bro.
But they're related. And
they really?
Yes, they are. They're like, what are they, second cousins?
They are. They're second cousins.
Yes.
But, everybody's named Joe in New Jersey. You know how it is.
That's funny.
Joe with Tony.
Yeah. So you, Margaret, thank you for coming, first of all.
Of course.
And you have a relationship. I know Dr. Lipton is he's the head of pediatrics here.
He's the head of chief of pediatric oncology and hematology, and he's my dear, dear friend for many years.
Well, thank you, by the way, for your work. You do an amazing job, and you're a very important man, and we love you. Thank you. So he's your friend. That's how you got involved with this hospital in the first place?
Yes. Jeff Lipton was my neighbor for many years, one of our best friends in the world, and I always said, there was a time where I was like, I have to do something to give back to Cohen's Children Medical and do something for Jeff Lipton because he's such an amazing human being. And I finally had a platform that I had a voice that I could do something for this hospital that does so much for children, the PICU, the pediatric cancer and hematology. This hospital has done so much for children and to heal them and the research that it has done. Yeah. It is so important to give to this hospital and the difference it makes. The quality of the physicians here, the care, they treat everyone like family. I mean, it is so amazing. When people come here, the way they treat everyone is just unbelievable.
Now, you've got a relationship with the whole Northwell Hospital family. I know that on the show on Real Housewives, there was an episode, Dolores was there.
Yes, Dolores
where you guys
was there.
Yeah, you actually did an episode from one of their big events.
Yes, I did something called Hospital Heroes, which honored Jeff Lipton and the hospital, and we had donated the proceeds from the funds to come here to Jeff's research, which was super important. We were also showing Brave Gowns, which is another thing that I'm involved in, but it was more for Northwell Health and Cohen's Children Medical to give back.
Oh, you want to say something, Bernie? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go.
So today we've raised, I don't know how much money, and we're buying stuff for the kids for the hospital. We've already bought fun animal-shaped pediatric tables. You know, when kids get IVs, Margaret, how difficult it is and scary when they're about to put a needle in their vein, and sometimes they can't find the vein sometimes. So we bought these 3 AccuVein machines to help find the kids' veins. Something like that. That's what we've done all morning long. How important, and you have experience with this, how important is it that people donate, that every single one of their donations goes to something as important as a fun-shaped pediatric exam table or, in fact, an AccuVein machine?
It's so important, especially at the holidays. This is the time to give and dig deep because, you know what, children are our future. It's the most important. There's nothing more heart-wrenching than to see a child suffer. So now is the time to do something to make children feel better, get them healthy, and now is the time to really donate. And of course, I'll be making a donation today as well. So that's what we have to do. So everybody, please, now is the time to donate. Cohen's Children Medical Center is the most important place at the holidays. Kids are our future. No one wants to, the most heart-wrenching thing for a parent to see is their child suffer.
Margaret, you so well said. So you articulated it. Even describing the hospital, the way we first felt when we toured this place. I mean, the welcoming ambiance that Cohen's Children's is incredible. And the number is 1-877-335-KIDS, by the way, 1-877-335-5437, or text HERO to 5155. But I remember when my son, who is now 26, when he was about 9 years old, he had his adenoids taken out, and how stressed out we were. It was such a routine procedure. But if you can imagine some of the gravity that these kids are going through at the Cohen Children's, I'm sorry about that. I'm a little tired, a little sleep deprived. But if you can imagine that, I mean, just think about it. And this is the only facility of its kind in the tri-state area. That's why it's so important.
I absolutely agree. And God forbid, if your child is sick or has something that you cannot diagnose, please come to Cohen's Children's Hospital, because I met a beautiful baby girl, Alea, upstairs.
You met her. She's 17 months old.
She's 17 months old, and she was misdiagnosed in another hospital. Yeah. And her mom was almost giving up hope, and she said, I am not going to let my little girl go this way. And she came to Cohen's Hospital, and they saved her life. And she is the most beautiful baby girl, and I was so honored to meet her.
She has encephalitis, I think, bleeding in the brain, and her mother Gianna sat with us too. She's a very nice lady. Well, listen, how about if somebody donates $50,000 right now they get to be on the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Oh, totally. And they could go on vacation with us, right, Dolores?
What? I'll give you $100,000. Where are we going?
Dolores, are we going to take them on vacation?
Where are we going? Jamaica?
No,
Where do you
I'm
want to
over
go?
Jamaica. We'll go somewhere better. I say let's go to Capri.
And let's not forget, Bo Dietl's offer is still out there. $10,000 a table at Rayo's.
That's right.
That offer still stands.
That's right. Hey, listen, thank you so much, Margaret.
Thank you so much. Thanks
Let's give
for having
Margaret a
me
nice
on.
round of applause. She does so much good work every single day.
Happy
She's out there all the
holidays.
time. Thank you.
Thank you, Sid.
Margaret,
Thanks,
terrific job. Thank you. And you can watch Margaret along with Dolores every Wednesday night. And I want you to do that 8 o'clock on the Bravo channel, the best show on television, Real Housewives of New Jersey. And if you're not a fan of Margaret before today, now you certainly are. Thank you, Margaret.
That was very nice.
We'll take a short break. 1-877-335-5437. That's 1-877-335-KIDS. You can text the word HERO, HERO, to 51555. We have one more interview to do. These are always very inspirational, very nice. Short break. Bernie and I will come right back and wrap it up from Cohen Children's Hospital right after these words. Back here on the Bernie and Sid in the Morning Show from Cohen Children's Medical Center. About to wrap things up. It's been an unbelievable morning. You guys have been great out there. 1-877-335-KIDS. 1-877-335-5437. That's the number. Text HERO to 51555. Now listen, we wanted 23 donations, hour number 1, 6 a.m. early, and we tripled that. We got 69. We wanted 50, hour number 2. We got 83. We wanted 204 in hour number 3. We did 220. Now we wanted 89 this final hour, and we're at 85 right now. We're just about there. I see 3 people on hold. Let's get the number to 10. Maybe 15, maybe 20. Close out the Bernie and Sid show before Russ Salzberg sits in for Brian Kilmeade here at 10 o'clock in great fashion. So one more time, let's get this done, folks. We are right there. 4 hours of tremendous work. We can't thank you guys enough. 1-877-335-KIDS, 1-877-335-5437, or text the word HERO to 51555. Now, Bernie, we've had some great conversations all morning long.
Yes, we have.
Gianna and her daughter, Alea, early this morning with Donnie and his father,
Donnie's
Matthew.
dad, Matt Maldonado, yes.
Right, they were terrific. Let's close it out with Kiara and her mother, Christine. Kiara, sitting to our left over here, is 18 years old, lovely young lady, and a beautiful mother, Christine. And it turns out that she was diagnosed with endocarditis. Am I saying that correctly? Mm-hmm. Okay. Tell us exactly what happened to you, what your symptoms were, why you came here, and really what endocarditis really is.
Okay, so...
Yeah, just walk around.
Okay. It first started when I went and I got dental work done.
Okay.
And then we decided that I just wasn't feeling well. I started getting these headaches. And
no, we say dental work, something relatively procedural?
I had a cavity.
A cavity, okay.
A cavity.
An everyday thing, okay.
Yeah. Right. So I had a cavity done, and then as soon as that was finished, I just started not feeling well. I started getting these headaches, and I was just sleeping a lot. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, "Oh, you just have ear infections. You're fine. Go home, take the medicine."
This was a family doctor, not a hospital?
No, just a
family doctor. You have an ear infection, you're going to be fine. Okay.
Yeah. So I had the ear infection, I came home, took the medicine, and I was still having these headaches, and they just wouldn't go away, so then I just started sleeping a lot. After that, something happened, my finger turned purple, and it just started to blow up. And I went to the doctor again, and they said, "Oh, it looks like a spider bite. Here's medication."
Is this the same doctor?
Yes.
You still go to him?
No.
No. By the way, how old were you, Kiara?
I was 18.
18, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you've had the headaches. Now you've been very tired. Now your finger blew up to an abnormal size. And you keep getting misdiagnosed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So after that, then, I came home, still was just sleeping, not feeling well. I had a concert that I performed in. I was dancing.
Oh.
I danced throughout the whole entire concert. Really, really sick. They told me I needed to go get checked out. I did not look good. I turned yellow. I couldn't walk. It was really hard to breathe. So I went to a hospital near me. They said, "You're anemic." So they gave me, iron, and they said, follow up for a checkup. So now I had anemia.
Right. So you've got all kinds of things going on here.
Yeah.
So far, nothing's right. Okay.
Yeah. So after that, it was a Tuesday, and I was sitting in class, and I had this pain go down my left side, my left back side, and I just was not feeling well at all. And I called my mom, and I was like, "Mom, I just don't feel good." And she was like, "You want to go to the hospital? Let's go. I'm going to take you." And I was just like,
You
"No."
said yes?
No.
Because kids never say yes. They'll never say, you know that, buddy.
No, they don't want to go.
No, I'm going to be okay.
Hospital?
Exactly. So I said, no, I'm fine. I just have to sleep it off. Maybe it was from dancing, So I get home that night, and then I started to throw up.
Oh, boy.
And I was just throwing up, and my mom said, let's go, I'm taking you. I was like, absolutely not, I'm fine, let me just sleep it off. It's something I just need to sleep off.
Now, at this point, Kristen, you had to be thinking to yourself, I know you keep saying you're fine, and we're allowing you to sleep and try to sleep it off, but now these are way too many symptoms and happening too often. You had to start to think this is a lot more serious than what you've been told.
It was way too many symptoms. There were way too many symptoms happening to her, and she had a drastic weight loss of 35 pounds plus weight loss.
And how long?
Since February.
No
so
kidding.
From between February to May, all she was doing was sleeping. She kept being misdiagnosed. Then finally a diagnosis of depression came along.
Good Lord.
That she was, a teenager, maybe she was just going through something and that she might have been depressed. And I said, no, this is not what it is. And the doctor had advised me that he wanted me to take her to an adolescent specialist to have a full workup done. They would check her everything from psychological to physical to all different types of, exams. They would check every component of the body. So I made that appointment because at this point I was just ready to get whatever help for my daughter because I knew that there was something really wrong with her and I didn't know what was going to happen.
So when did you make the decision to come here?
Well, what happened was the night that she had experienced that pain on the left side, the next morning I woke up and she was laying on the bathroom floor and I said to her, why didn't you come in and tell us that you were not feeling, that you felt this horrible? And she said, I can't even move. And I said, well, we're going to the hospital right now. So I picked her up. I brought her to another hospital that was local to our home. And they were diagnosing her with a kidney stone. And they were going to send her home with a urine strainer to strain the urine. Right. A little while later, the doctor comes in and he said, oh, maybe we could do a CAT scan and see what's going on. And I said, please do the CAT scan because obviously there's something going on and we need to make sure that, there's nothing major going on. He did the kidneys. He did the CAT scan of the kidney. Within 5 minutes of that scan, they were already on the phone with the ER doctors and they diagnosed her with a blockage of her renal artery. The left renal artery had a blockage with an infarction to part of the kidney. She was admitted. We went upstairs to that unit at the previous hospital, and they came in, and the ICU doctor came into the room, and she was not an ICU patient. He was just covering the unit that night, doing the admissions to the unit, and he was listening to her heart, and he said to me, does she have any heart issues? And I said, no. And he said to me, are you sure that there's no heart issues here? And I said, I'm positive. My other daughter has a heart condition, but she doesn't have any heart conditions. She was never diagnosed with anything. And he said, well, I have to get a cardiologist in because her heart doesn't sound right. Her heart's not beating properly. And I said, okay. So now we had added a hematologist, a nephrologist. Now we have a cardiologist here at this previous hospital. So when the cardiologist came in, it was actually my family cardiologist that treats my other daughter as well. And when he came in, he did a bedside echo. And at that point in time, he closed the computer and he said, I know exactly what's wrong with your daughter. She has a vegetation on her mitral valve. The mitral valve is completely destroyed. And she has endocarditis. He said, your daughter's in critical condition. We are not equipped here to take care of her. And I have to transfer her to another hospital that is able to take care of her and treat her properly.
That was his place.
And I said to him, what hospital is she going to? And he said to me, she's going to transfer her over to Cohen's. Cohen's Children's Hospital. I need to make sure that there's a bed available. Let me call. The next thing I know, there's 50 doctors outside of her room at the previous hospital. They're attaching her to heart monitors. There's ICU doctors in there. Every doctor you could think of was in there, which I later came to find out that what Kiara had was a very odd and unique thing, especially given the fact that she is a normal, healthy child. She does not have any autoimmune disorder, and she was not an IV drug user, which all of those things can affect and can cause endocarditis. It was a fluke thing. It was a strep infection that blew to the heart. Most probably with the, from dental work that happened. That was the, entranceway for the bacteria to get into the bloodstream to attach to the heart, and there was the mitral valve issue. At that point in time, that night, I asked my cardiologist at the previous hospital before we came over. I said, is she going over to is Dr. Blaufox going to treat her over at Cohen's Children's? And he said, Dr. Blaufox's team will be the doctors, but it will be another doctor. Dr. Meyer will be the doctor that's treating her. And I said, okay. And he looked at me and he said, your daughter's very sick. She's in critical condition, and we have to move fast. And I said, okay. And he was explaining different procedures to her, and he told her she was going to have open heart surgery. And I tried to calm her down, and I said, oh, no. When you're like older, later on down the road. And a doctor turned to me. He said, no, not later down the road.
Now.
We have to do this now.
Right.
So...
Well, that worked. That saved her, obviously.
It did. Cohen's Children's Hospital sent a critical care transport over to the previous hospital, and they transported her in the middle of the night. And we came here and we made an amazing team of doctors. It turned out that every time they did another test, they found out something else. Kiara had a mycotic aneurysm. She had 2 brain bleeds. She had 27 strokes behind her eyes. A renal infarction with a blockage in her left kidney. She blew clots to her fingers. There was a clot that blew to her finger that caused her finger. It was a clot that blew to her foot. There were clots all over. She was here in ICU for 28 days. They discharged her with the hopes that she was going to be able to go to her high school prom, which was on the 31st. She was not able to go to her prom the night before, the day of the prom, when everybody else was picking out,
I understand. And now, back then, of course, it hurts, right? But I'm 52 years old. I don't even remember my prom, to be honest with you. So in retrospect, in the big scheme of things, you're going to live a healthy, great life now. Again, don't get me wrong. You miss a prom, it sucks. I get it.
Yeah, but one thing, the hospital created a prom for her. I mean, that's what the hospital does.
Yeah. And how special was that?
That was amazing. It was the best feeling ever.
I mean, that's just an example of what they do for the kids here.
Well, listen, it's a great story, and we're glad that everything worked out well. You're adorable, by the way.
Thank you.
And you're adorable, too, your mom.
Thank you.
And we're very happy that it all worked out, and life is going to be good now. Life is going to be good. You're going to be great.
Thank you.
It's nice to meet you. Congratulations.
Nice to meet you.
Kristen, you were terrific. Thank you.
God bless. Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to both of you guys. Now, we're closing out the show here momentarily, but I wanted to let you guys know that once again, all 4 hours today. Who is that now?
That's my heart surgeon.
Oh, okay. There you go. That's the heart surgeon. How are you, buddy?
That's the saint, the miracle man.
Thank you very much.
What's his name?
Dr. Myers.
Dr. Look how excited they are to see you.
God bless you, Doc.
Thank you, Dr. Myers.
So
Thank you. This is why we're here today, folks. We've met and exceeded every single hour. Again, we tripled hour number 1, exceeded hour number 2, went well over 200 in hour number 3, and we have met our goal once again here in hour number 4 of 89. So all day long, you folks out there have done a terrific job. Now, we're done, but the station is not. Russ Salzberg, who's terrific, stays local, coming up next. Then you get Curtis and Juliet coming up at noon. Once again, the number is 877-335-KIDS. That's 877-335-5437. You can also text HERO to 51555. We've got all of our fun animal-shaped pediatric exam tables in. We got all of our AccuVein things here as well. 4 or 5 or 6 of those. Everything we asked of you folks this morning. And Jimmy Luttrell did a terrific job. Everything we asked you folks this morning, you guys came through in flying colors.
You were fantastic. I mean, Greg Smith from Nanuet, $250. Thank you. Pasquale Antonacci from Staten Island. People like you. Claudine Muccini from Floral Park. Steve Yaskolavich from Mountainside. Michael Sanfi from Brooklyn. All you people. And again, Sophie, she was a patient here. She was here earlier. Sophie Gershwin, I believe.
Yes.
Her grandparents, Margie and Steve Fiverson, they gave $5,000.
Wow.
We want to thank them as well.
I want to thank Dan Mulqueen here. Good to see you again, Danny. And, of course, Dan Herschel, terrific job. Our amazing program director, Dave Labrosi. That's a lot of hard work. Great job. Craig Lennon, terrific work. Thank you, buddy. Mia Raftery, great job. Leslie Slender, Glenn Tachinelli. Jill Vitale back from the Billy Joel concert. Great job.
Yes.
Jim Luttrell, terrific job. Want to thank Dolores Catania, Margaret, of course, as well. And I think I got everybody, right?
Dave Labrosi.
I got Labrosi, went up the bat. I got Leslie Slender and Josh Berg
from Nussbaum CPAs, for sure.
I got them all. I got everybody. And Bo Dietl as well. Bo Dietl, $10,000. And the Rayos table as well. We leave you in terrific hands with the legend himself, Russ Salzberg, coming up next.
Rusty!
Thank you, everybody, for Bernie and Sid in the morning. We'll see you Monday morning at 6.
All right, folks.
Peace!